So we're back with a brand new product for our Rants Review Fridays. This time we're checking out the new Sorry Diced. This is a different way of playing Sorry. It's easier for travel and it's a much smaller profile of a game. So let's open it up and talk where it changes from the traditional Sorry. So you might know Sorry primarily as a game of the board where you play with cards to move your pieces across the board. Drawing cards is how you get them there. And on top of that, it's all about trying to get your pawns safe, and then all your pawns safe before the other players. This game is a little different. So right off the bat, you have a really cool travel case. It has a kind of a peg keys design to allow it to pop open. You've got waiting areas, you've got a very simple let's play, and then you've got stickers for the dice. So you got all these pawns here, about 4 of each color. You get your traditional blue, green, yellow, and lastly, red. You have 3 dice that you will then have to sticker with the Sorry stickers. So they don't really go into too much detail about how you do it, but you should primarily probably put 1 color on each die, and you can go around. And you can go around the die to install them. It does specify that the first die has a wild color and a slide on it. These are going to be important specifically for product balancing of the game. If you put all of your wilds on one dice, then you are not going to be able to get those wilds regularly, let alone slides. Right now, it's a little bit frustrating having to put the stickers on the dice, but it's not that big of a deal. Because it's a brand new game, it is forcing you to have to watch me though, so that is annoying. So as you might have realized, one of the major ways that this game differs from traditional Sorry is the fact that you do have dice instead of the cards. So on your turn, you'll roll all 3 of these dice, and then you'll do the effect of the dice on your play. So generally speaking, you have all of these little centerpieces. There are a little warp, which is a little bit annoying. These are going to represent the players. Then you have the start piece. So you're going to stick all of the pawns of the colors on their start pieces. Players will all take a piece and they will choose the color of their base. No one can be the same color as anyone else when the game starts. And that is a very specific statement, as you'll see in a second. On your turn, you'll roll the dice, and you'll in effect grab those dice to your base. If I'm playing as a blue player, I can take a blue, place it in my home. I will take a green, place it in my waiting area, and then I can choose with my wild roll another blue to place in my base. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Now, next player would be yellow. They'll roll. They get to place their piece in their home. That's the yellow one. Then they have a sorry. Now, sorry allows you to take a piece out of someone's home. That's the only way you can take a piece out of someone's home and place it inside your waiting area. If you're the same color as them, which we'll get to in a second, you can place it directly into your home upon pulling it. Here's the part that we said we get into, and that is the slide. When slide comes up, you can choose to take another player and force them to slide their color in one or other direction, or you can choose to slide your color. To say, for instance, blue for this player, he would then swap out and place that into his waiting area, putting the yellows that were his once colored homes there and his blues into his actual base. That is really powerful later in the game as it goes along. As you keep playing in the game, you're going to take only from the start pad unless it's a sorry. But once the tokens run out of their bases, the start base, you can then start taking them from people's waiting areas, but only when. Okay, so yellow. Because there's no blues, which I want blue, I will be able to take one from this base here, because there's no blues there. And then sorry would allow me to take a blue from his base and put it directly in my base. Now the game will keep playing along as you roll, allowing you to take additional tokens and slide as need be to give yourself the advantage you need. But the game ends as soon as somebody is able to have 4 of their pawns inside their base. Slide, throwing these green in there. As you get through the game a little bit deeper, you'll start to see that people will begin to cannot take a green from anyone on the board so far because they're all homes. And then a wild one will take a blue, and then another blue, 1. So the game is incredibly fast, as you just saw right there, and it can just switch at a dime. So whenever you see someone getting close to winning with like 3 on there, you could use your slide on them to basically screw up their gameplay. Keep in mind, if they get a slide, they can push themselves right back into the win zone. So it's very interesting how the game plays out, incredibly fast, because you are doing 3 actions on your turn and you are moving really fast. But the great news about this is because it's so small and so manageable, cleanup, pack up is incredibly fast. You're ready and good to go, so you can take this on the road, put it in your backpack, take it to school, or to the next destination of your life. It's a pretty fun, low-profile game, and if you like Sorry, this is a different way to play it for sure, but it is fast. Hope you guys like this. So thanks for this up. We'll see you guys next Friday.